What's going on, guys? Chad back with you here on the channel, and today, yes, it is a drone video, a DJI Spark video, and we are going to be talking about the changes with the DJI GO 4.1.4 Go app, along with the new firmware update for the Spark, which is the 0.5.05 update. Released July 26th. Now this is a full system update. I've already done this, so you will need to update the Spark, the RC, and also every one of your batteries. So leads me to one of the biggest complaints I have about it is just the firmware update process is a pain in the neck, because you have to constantly disconnect and reconnect to the Wi-Fi in order to download the updates. Sometimes your Wi-Fi connection may drop during the update and you have to reconnect. So I really wish there was a better way to do that. I know you can hook it up to the assistant and everything, but then you have to drag out your laptop, which my laptop's right here anyway, no big deal. But anyway, it's nice to just do everything through the app. Now, I've fallen behind a little bit on these videos because I have been doing a lot of beta testing recently. I am beta testing iOS11, and I am also beta testing Litchi for the Spark. And Litchi has got some pretty cool shooting modes and options coming for the Spark. Obviously, they're limited by the DJI hardware encoding, so some maybe cool features that we would like to see that we haven't got yet. As far as controller stability, yaw movement, increasing that and decreasing that, those type of things just aren't out there right now. But keep watching the videos, and I think you're going to see some pretty cool stuff. So like I said, I have everything running on the iPad Pro with. I always use the OTG cable, just because, why even mess around with the Wi-Fi? The only time I strictly don't use the Wi-Fi is whenever I just want to play around sometimes with the phone and just fly the Spark around the yard. Now, one of the biggest things that drives me crazy is this remote feels a lot cheaper than the Mavic. The sticks and everything feel fine, but the actual scroll wheel just has so much play in it. It's not really super stiff, I guess you could say. It's really, really soft, and the gimbal pitching up and down is just horrible. But luckily, that is one of the added features in this firmware. They have allowed us to change the gimbal speed, so that has fixed an issue that I have with the Spark package overall. They've also recalculated the battery percentage, so the batteries might be lasting 30-45 seconds longer. I think I set my battery power at 20%. On the Spark, I've actually even at times bumped it down to 15 during my flight fest here at our local flying club, just to get a few more minutes of power out of it. So I'm going to pull up the Go app on the iPad and show you guys that, which iOS11 is going to have built-in screen recording. Yay! So that way we can do all that stuff without hacking around on our iPads anymore. So let's go into the Go app and we'll take a look at some of the new features that have been added. Alright guys, so what we're looking at here is the actual screen recording built into iOS 11 beta, which is awesome. And you basically can record with or with the odd out audio. Not tested it with a mic or anything like that yet. Here you can see kind of the new toolbar, multitasking, and quick launch bar that they have set up at the bottom of the screen. So now we've got the Spark hooked up. The first thing you need to do after any firmware update is always validate your return to home altitude settings, things like your max flight altitude, check your IMUs and your compass, and do a calibration if necessary. Sometimes you might need to fly it to figure out if you need to do a compass, even though it says it's good. If we take a look at all of the visual navigation settings, if we scroll all the way down at the bottom here and you see allow indoor, away, and follow, that's one of the new additions. You can turn away and follow on and off, so that way if you are using gesture controls while indoors, you can turn this off, and that way if you accidentally make the wave command, it will not fly off into the side of the building or the gym or your living room and cause damage. Moving down to the controller screen, everything here looks the same and everything still is the same. At DJI, what is going on? You will not save my button configurations. So you have to reassign these every time. I've flown 4 packs since I've updated this firmware, and I have had to put my FPV mode switch on the front and camera forward and backward, forward and down on the top button. Not going to get any Wi-Fi info because I'm hooked up using the OTG cable. Low battery warning always gets reset to 30%. I bumped mine to 20. Here is the one adjustment we have, a gimbal pitch speed adjustment. Default was 50. I've bumped mine down to about 28, 25 to help compensate for that real sloppy knob. That's one fix that's greatly welcome. That's really nice. Now, if they would just do something with the yaw. I mean, I understand the yaw is got the electronic stabilization built into it. That's one of the missing axes. But man, it just yaws too fast. If you want to try to get a shot in a non-automatic mode, it's very, very challenging. Nothing different here in the general settings. Go back to the main screen here. Everything, it just basically looks the same. There's not a whole lot. There is the big differences are going to be in flight while using the actual modes and the quick shot modes. When you select droney, or when you select helix or circle mode, you now have another tab that will allow you to set which direction that it is going, and I'll show you guys that in an upcoming video. That really is a game changer for the Spark, because I don't know why they didn't do that to start with, because being only to be allowed to orbit in one direction was just stupid. Same thing with the helix. I mean, you know, what if you want to do a half orbit and you got a tree to your left or right, whichever way it started, I'm not sure. But a lot of oversights. Really nothing new here in this at all. There is the improved gesture mode when you take a picture. I'm not sure yet if the single shot quality has improved to 4K when you are out of gesture mode. I need to actually take a couple pictures with it and confirm that. But right now I think it just works. I think you only get the larger than 4K snapshot when you're actually in gesture mode, which kind of sucks, because it is a good looking picture. I've seen other people do comparisons of it, and the quality difference is quite substantial. So that's pretty much it with the walkthrough. The coolest thing about this update so far is, hey, I was able to actually show it on iOS 11. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. We'll be out in the field demoing a lot of these features and showing you some of the differences. The Spark is still one of my favorite drones, just because it's so small and easy and fun to fly, and I really see that DJI seems to be pushing the edge of development with it, because I don't think it is as big as a hit as they thought it was, especially with all of the bad issues that people have been having on the internet. It's really just your typical DJI stuff that a lot of us are used to. Firmware updates are incomplete, having to restart those over and over. The internet connectivity, I don't know why people refuse to buy this little cable. You know, most people bought the Fly More package, so it makes sense if you already have the remote. If you're flying off the phone, hey, it is what it is. They delivered what they promised. But now we've got a lot more features built into our shooting modes, like being able to change directions of the helixes and directions of the orbits. You know, just some basic things that should have been there from the start are now being added in after. And I don't know why they cannot iron out and polish that stuff out a little bit before they launch a product. It's almost like they just get it out there as fast as they can. So anyway, I guess they know we'll buy it. Till the next video, guys. Talk to you later.